Senator Manchin.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. And Secretary, thank you for being here, and thank you for always connecting, corresponding, and getting back with us on different concerns we might have together. I appreciate very much the attention from your office and yourself especially. The Biden administration would like to say that bipartisan infrastructure law provided $7.5 billion to build out a network of EV chargers in this country, but that's really not accurate. And I wanted to go over why, because I know we wrote the bill the way we did. Your department's responsible for allocating 2.5 of that funding through the Charging and Fueling Infrastructure Grant Program to strategically deploy publicly accessible refueling infrastructure along designated corridors and other accessible locations. While EV charging is eligible for this funding, it is not the only technology that there is. We were very clear in the bill about that. Hydrogen, propane, and natural gas fueling infrastructure are also eligible, which is why I include an amendment in the Senate's markup of the fiscal year 24 Transportation Appropriation Bill last year that directs your department to give fair and full consideration to each eligible technology and not to restrict awards to just EV charging infrastructure. Unfortunately, of the 47 awards provided under the program so far, all but four, 43 of them, and all but four have been exclusively, 43 of them for EV charging. So I just get your assurance that you are looking or understanding how the bill was written and the purpose of the bill. And if you're trying to correct that or looking at the inequality of how this distribution is going.
Thank you, and I can assure you that in reviewing applications, the department is always taking care to make sure that it conforms to statute, including those that creates those eligibilities for these chargers. I think the bulk of the successful grant applications have been electric for the same reason that the bulk of private sector investment in alternative fuel for light-duty vehicles has been on the electric vehicle charging, but any program from the Alternative Fuel Corridor Program to CFI that has an inclusive definition where EVs are eligible, but EV charging is eligible, but not the only thing that's eligible. We will apply that faithfully and judge every application based on its merits and its conformity to statute.
The thing I mean, just if your people would consider in rural areas where you might have challenges from the grid and electrical capacity and things of that sort, and the larger trucks, they're not going that direction. They're looking at hydrogen for long hauling. Mm-hmm. They got the horsepower, they got the ability to do it, and they're very clean. But we never have, and we're having a hard time getting hydrogen going because I've got to be honest with you, the administration's a little bit lackluster on how we make hydrogen and things of this sort. But I can tell you it's the fuel of the future as far as the heavy trains, even planes, but definitely trucks. And fueling stations in remote areas, Montana, Wyoming, all the west, and areas like we have mountainous things of that, electric just doesn't do it. So if you could consider the terrain you're dealing with and the locations you're dealing with the alternative fuel sources, it would help tremendously, Mr. Secretary. Also, I'd like to I know you've been very helpful on Corridor H. Corridor H in going through West Virginia. President Johnson, as part of the Appalachian Development Highway System, 1965. We've been trying to connect this since 1965. We're getting close. You all have been great. We're almost there. We need your commitment to finish this damn thing. And so I hope it's high on your radar screen, and I know you have some tremendous staff that understands West Virginia very well, sitting behind you, that understands it, lives in that part of the state of West Virginia, that understands how desperately we need that. And the I-81 connection would be unbelievable, sir.
Thanks. Of course, we're very mindful of the importance of Corridor H and the entirety of the ADHS, and we'll continue to work on that with the resources and eligibilities that we have.
I know. And then also the ticket agents. Remember, we've been working on ticket agents. You helped us get it back in West Virginia. We say the New River Train and expand the rail service that keeps the state connected to the rest of the nation. Only thing that we're asking for, the agency was thankful that the agency granted $500,000 to Amtrak this past December. Without that $500,000 dedication that you put towards Amtrak, we would have not kept those systems that we have. What we have right now is we have the Capital Limited, which runs through the Eastern Panhandle, and the Cardinal, which runs from New York City to Chicago, both traversing our southern borders, southern part of our state. The Summit Bechtel National Scout Reserve has been blessed by this. The state capital in Charleston Marshall University in Huntington. It's truly a lifeline, and people are using the rail more than ever before. We made upgrades into our stations to handle the, truly treat the passengers in a much more friendly atmosphere. So with that, the stakeholders in West Virginia, we're working to restore a 7-day-a-week service on the critical transportation route to my state. If you all would look into that, we would be deeply grateful for that, because I think it justifies it.
Thank you.
I don't know how much
Certainly.
you all know about that, but are you finding there's more of an uptick on train traffic?
There's certainly more and more interest and excitement in passenger rails. You know, my boss is all about it, and we're doing everything we can to deliver both restored service and reliability on
How's
the
the
service.
high-speed thing? How's the high-speed working? I've been watching that, and I think you're what, California and Nevada, Las Vegas?
Yeah, it was a great day. We were able to break ground on that. They aim to have that train in service by 2028. It would mark the first high-speed rail service in revenue on U.S. soil, and I believe the first time an American passenger
Is there
buys a
any,
ticket, there's no
real
going
quick,
back.
if I may, Mr. Chairman, on that, Mr. Secretary, I looked at that and I thought, that one route, that one train has a chance to be revenue neutral if you can, revenue making. Do you all see any forecast that it can pay for itself once we have the investment made?
Obviously, we're investing in that capital side, but
Yeah.
I think one of the reasons why you see a private player building that is they believe in the extraordinary revenue potential there. And while every market's different, every line is different, that's one that seems especially well
So
suited.
we're not obligated to maintain it and take care of it and everything as far as after the
No,
capital
we
investment?
made a capital grant of $3 billion and then another loan, but that's really about the capital side. It'll be up to the business to
That's great.
operate it.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Appreciate it very much.